Hey, what's going on, traders? It's Johnny here with Trader X. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. I really do appreciate your time and hope you guys were all able to end green today. But as you guys can tell from the recap, unfortunately, I did have another red day yet again. And so Monday we did have off, right? The market was closed because of Labor Day, but Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, my trading has been, pretty atrocious to be honest. And so I have decided that heading into tomorrow, I will be trading on a simulation account, right? And so for any of you who don't know what a simulation account is, it's pretty much gives you access to trading real-time data, right? The way I do now, but with fake money, right? So there is no financial, monetary risk involved, right? It's all just off practice and it's pretty neat to be honest. I really do recommend it for traders who are beginning or, traders who are struggling like myself. And so the main reason why I am, transitioning into simulation trading tomorrow is because of the fact that my track record this past month has proven to me that I am in no position to be trading with real money right now, right? Just this week alone, I am down almost $400 right now. So it's definitely, a lot more than I'm willing to give up. And so because of that, I have decided I'm just going to switch to paper trading for the time being. And, a lot of traders may have an ego that may make them not want to trade simulation trading, right? Because they feel like they're kind of stepping back in a way. But it's just, as day traders, it's really a privilege to be able to day trade, right? The fact that we can even make money off a computer and an internet connection from our house, it's just a really big privilege. And it's a privilege that needs to be earned, right? And I definitely have not earned that privilege, right? I've had consistent red days, a lot more red days and green days this month, and my red days have been a lot bigger than my green days, right? And so it would really make no sense for me to head into tomorrow and continue trading real money, especially after this week, right? I lost money Tuesday, I lost money yesterday, I lost money today. So why would I, think it's, I still am, should be able to trade money just because it's there, right? That's never something you should do. You should always want to think about long term what the best plan is. And although, like I mentioned, it may be tough for a trader who's been trading real money to go back to simulation. We just need to really humble ourselves and realize it's in our best interest in the long run, right? So, for any of you who are struggling, I just do want to say that, although it sucks that, I am transitioning back to paper trading, I just know that, I haven't earned the privilege of day trading real money. And because of that, I don't think I will be trading real money until, I've proven to be a bit more consistent in the simulation account. And, you know, it's just really tough, right? When, things aren't going as you planned in trading, but we just have to make sure we're showing up every day and not have that one day that discourages us to ever continue trading again, right? That could really be the worst thing ever because you never really know how far you are from being profitable, right? It could be 1 year down the road, 2 years, 3 years, a few months. You just never really know, right? And I feel like in hindsight, looking back at your life, you really, really regret, continuing to or stopping to trade, right? Quitting trading just because of the fact that things weren't going well, right? So it's really like that. It's just like an important lesson in life, right? That trading has been teaching me, and it's just you gotta stay resilient and never give up because the moment you give up is like when you really accept defeat. And although I am super, discouraged with my performance, I am still gonna show up every day because I know that in the future, long term, right, this is in my best interest for me. And, say down the line in 1, 2, 3 years from now, when if I am actually profitable, then, I will always look back at this day and be very proud of myself for, being humble enough to step back into a simulation account, right? It could be very easy for me to just have an ego and, say, no, I'm trading real money tomorrow. But, I'm just trying to be more self aware as of lately and realize that, if I really, really do want what's best for me in the long term, heading into the next few years of my life, I really do want to start implementing best practices. And that really starts with, switching to a simulation account when I haven't earned the privilege to trade real money. And so, I do still want to go over, my trades with you guys and my thought process, but I just wanted to give you guys, that little rant, I guess. But yeah, I'm just going over my thoughts and why I am gonna transition and how I've been feeling lately. But as you guys can tell, right, I was down $81 on SQQQ. I was up $2 on TQQQ, and so these were all my filled orders. You guys can see the timestamps of when I started trading, the quantity I was trading with, the ETF itself here in the middle, and the price points that I was buying in and out on the right. And what you guys will notice is that today, right, if you guys do the math on, how much the price per share was and how much I was trading with, the most I was trading with today was $4,000. And so the fact that I am down, about 2% is, really discouraging to me, especially after the week I've had. And where I think I went wrong today was I was being too hopeful that previous patterns were going to repeat themselves. And what I mean by that is at 6:15 a.m., Jerome Powell, right, who's the Federal Reserve Chairman, he gave a speech where he was pretty much going to discuss, what the federal government plans on doing in terms of the economy lately. And to pretty much summarize what he ended up saying, he ended up saying that, the federal government is going to focus on, raising interest rates potentially. It wasn't confirmed, but he said that the federal government is really taking a hard stance in terms of making sure, they're raising interest rates to try to combat inflation. And, even if that means, that the economy isn't going to be growing for the next few months. So they are totally okay with that because they know that long term, raising these interest rates is what's needed for the economy. And because of that, I really thought we were going to have a big sell off, the past few times. I don't know if you guys have tuned in, but any single time the Federal Reserve Chairman has made a speech regarding, potentially raising interest rates, it's caused the market to crash. And because of that, I was way too hopeful that the market was going to potentially crash today. And I was too blindsided and focused only on in the inverse trading the inverse ETF of the Nasdaq, right, which is SQQQ. And so the past 10 days, what you guys will notice is that these big drops you see are pretty much news regarding, raising interest rates or anything of that matter, right? So we did see the market take a huge dip on that day, and we did see it again, right? When the Federal Reserve Chairman spoke, the market ended up dropping horribly, right? And so heading into today, I did know he was going to speak at 6:15 a.m., 15 minutes before market open, and we actually started to see the market sell off because of it, right? And so right when market opened, right, this thing was trading a bit sideways. So right when market opened, it was trading sideways right before market opened, but then it started to sell off. I got into the inverse ETF, I saw it continuing to sell off. I started adding in small increments, right? I wasn't just gonna go in fully like I normally do because, there's always a chance that it can go south, and I just was not willing to risk any more money considering how big my losses have been this week. So as this thing continued to sell off, right, I would average up. It did find a bounce, but it's continued to get rejected by the EMA, and I thought that was a pretty good sign, right? So I continued to go with the flow, get into the inverse ETF, and I was just really trying to go with the direction today, right? Because that's where I always go wrong. I try predicting reversals, but today I was just really trying to, go with the flow. Keeps getting rejected by the EMA. And as you guys know, it made a lower low on the day and then completely reversed itself, right? And ended up shooting all the way up to like these levels is when I finally cut losses. So it was a pretty hefty loss. I was probably down about $55 at that point. And as this thing became overextended and started to peak out, I did try getting into the inverse ETF again here because I thought that, as we approached the middle VWAP, we were going to get rejected and continue to sell off on the day given the news. But that's obviously not what ended up happening, right? This thing actually ended up ripping it on the day. And what I find even more annoying today is I was actually in an SQQQ position somewhere around these levels, right? I bought in with a small dollar amount. I was already pretty much done trading on the day because I was red and I didn't want to risk more money. But I did see potential for this thing to have a pullback because of the news that was released and the fact that, the NASDAQ itself has seen pretty strong resistance levels right around this area here, right? Anytime it approaches, the moving average, it does tend to fall. And so, based off my opinion, I thought there was good potential for this thing to sell off. And I literally got into SQQQ right around here. This thing ended up pushing up, consolidating. It was still trying to ride the EMA line up. So I literally sold out right around these areas here, right? So I sold out for a loss on SQQQ, walked away from the market, and as the world works. This thing ended up selling off all the way to bottom VWAP. So I missed out on all that rally, and then it ended up recovering on the day a bit, right? So that was pretty frustrating to see, but I wasn't gonna continue to bag hold this loss in case this thing ended up shooting up on the day. And where I really went wrong today was, as direction changed, I really should have been more actively aware of that, of the fact that maybe this thing won't sell off on the day, right? This was a pretty strong push it had. So, direction was not in my favor anymore. It was selling off in the morning and I was going with the flow, but as this thing changed direction, I was being way too hopeful in terms of the market selling off. And even taking a step back, I am realizing now, that the Nasdaq itself was having these sell-offs and it was using the SMA line, right, the moving average, as a resistance, right? So this is a 30-minute moving average. What you guys will notice is anytime it would cross above it, it wouldn't hold for too long. It would end up selling off, right? And so given the fact that this thing finally crossed above the moving average again, it was able to not only hold, but it uses previous resistance as a new support level, right? So previously, as it was getting rejected there, it now used it as a support level and ended up bouncing, right? So I definitely should have been more aware that that could have happened, especially given the fact that the market hasn't been selling off as aggressive as it was, right? So we were having these aggressive sell-offs, but after we have a period of aggressive sell-offs, it's only a matter of time before, it starts running out of steam and changing direction, right? So what I should have been more aware of is the Nasdaq has been falling significantly, the past few weeks. So it was only a matter of time before this channel, right, ended up breaking its pattern and, starting to really change direction. Now, that doesn't mean that, the market's going to start to recover all of a sudden, right? I definitely know that there's still a chance it can get rejected and sell off and even make an even lower low, right? Because technically we still never broke above this resistance that it had, on this day here. And so we are technically still forming lower highs as it's trading, right? But so this thing could get rejected and sell off, or it can start to change, out of this channel and start to change direction. We just really don't know, right? We just need to do our best in taking advantage of opportunities that we see day to day, and really just following up with the market and seeing what ends up happening with the price action. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about today. If any of you guys are also going in a rough patch with trading, feel free to message me, on YouTube or on our Instagram at Trader Exploration. I'm more than happy, to talk with you guys and hold you guys accountable the same way I expect you guys to hold me accountable, right? To show up every day, even if times are tough, just never give up, really stay, resilient and try to do, what's in your best interest. And for me, heading into tomorrow, that's trading on a simulation account, and I really don't see any like downside of trading paper money, right? If anything, based off my performance this past month, I've really just proven to myself that heading into tomorrow, as I mentioned, I really haven't earned the privilege to trade real money, and so I really hope you guys understand what my decision. And that does mean, that I will be, most likely taking less trades and really just trying to be more selective, right? So I am going to be trying out, a different style of trading than I'm used to. I'm going to try to buy more at the areas that are overbought into the inverse ETF and, get in at areas that are more oversold. But in terms of trying to ride it up, right, with the middle and all this stuff, all this choppiness, I'm just going to really try to avoid that. I feel like that's where I really have been losing money. And so, I am going to just be trying out new things. I don't think it would really hurt for my trading to be trying out new things, and especially while doing it in a paper trading simulation account. That's just best case scenario, because I'm not putting any of my real money at risk. But that's everything I wanted to talk about today with you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, I really do appreciate you guys dropping a like and subscribing. It really does mean a lot. And if you guys have any questions at all, how to set up your account or anything like that, just drop a comment and I'm more than happy to make a video for you guys. But that's pretty much been my recap for today. I will be posting a recap tomorrow, as I mentioned, but I will be trading, in a simulation account, and I will make sure to remind you guys of that. But yeah, that's everything I wanted to talk about today. I do really want to thank you guys so much again for your time, and I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.